Welcome to the epic world of dog training. I am JT Lawson. I am the lead trainer at Make Your Dog Epic. I also own the Oklahoma locations for Make Your Dog Epic, where we turn your canine companions into truly epic dogs. Get ready for your daily doses of wisdom as we tackle your questions and unleash the secrets to mastering dog training. As always, our goal is to gain obedience, but never at the expense of the dog's personality. Can I have a kiss? Oh, thank you. Oh, good job. Can I have a kiss? Well, thank you. Oh, let's try again. Oh, what? One more? No? Okay.
All right, welcome back to the Make Your Dog Epic podcast, where we're joined with Oklahoma's highest rated and most reviewed dog training expert, JT Lawson. Welcome back onto the show. How are you, sir?
I'm doing phenomenal. I'm doing really good.
Well, I got to ask you this here. You know, we're going to tap into your wisdom about this idea of what makes a dog training service highly rated and heavily reviewed. I mean, what are the variables that go into making a high-quality dog training experience? What are the variables that go into making a high-quality dog training experience?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is over-delivering in our field. So most dog trainers, they never really answer the phone, or they never call you back. They never get a hold of you. They don't do a consultation lesson. They don't guarantee the results. You kind of get what you get. You don't throw a fit. So we try to be the opposite of most dog trainers, because most of them don't do a great job when it comes to the customer service part of it. So we will for sure get a hold of you. We'll get back in touch with you. First lesson is 50 cents. That's where we're going over more about your dog, how the process works, more about us, and figuring out what it'll take to get your specific dog to your specific goals, and figuring out a tailored package for you. And then we offer a money-back guarantee. That's kind of us putting our money where our mouth is, saying, hey, we know what we do works. And then we also get group class forever. So no matter if you do one-on-one training, where it's half dog training, half human training, if you do boarding school, where the dogs come and staying with us, it doesn't matter what you do, you're going to get money-back guarantee and lifetime help from us. So we'll be there for the rest of your dog's life once we're done with the initial training process.
So again, if I do a search right now in Google, I type in Tulsa Dog Training. There's so many wonderful services that come up. A lot of wonderful brands. What makes the Make Your Dog Epic dog training experience perhaps different from some of those top dog training companies coming up in the search engine results?
Yeah, well, one of the big things is our goal is never obedience at the expense of personality. So what I mean by that is a lot of trainers, they'll get your dog to listen, but then your dog's going to have no soul after. Like, it's going to be super mopey. And most people don't need a military trained level of dog. They just need the dog to come when called, stop jumping on everyone, stop barking at everything. They still want Fluffy to still be Fluffy. They just need Fluffy to listen. Where some of these dog training places, they feel like your dog should be military level, never looking around, never sniffing, never smelling, has to sleep outside or sleep in a kennel all the time, can't sleep in your bed, can't be on the furniture, can't kiss you anymore. You have to make sure that you're alpha in the house. We don't do any of that. We just want Fluffy to listen, but not at the expense of his personality.
Now, people are looking online at dog trainers. I mean, I think a lot of people want to have a dog training service that will, do all of the homework professionally. So you, as the consumer, don't have to do a lot of work. You can just pay you guys to train the dog. And is that what you guys do, or how much work is required from the customer who reaches out to your dog training service?
Yeah, well, it's completely up to the customer. So we have options where they can be heavily involved, where they can be training the dog a bunch and us kind of more training them to train the dog. Or that's what the boarding school is for, is where the dog comes and stays with us. It's anywhere from 1 to 3 weeks. I mean, we fix 98% of issues in 1 to 3 weeks. So that's where the dog would come with us, and then they have no homework, and the dog just listens at the end, and then we come home with the dog and we go over what to do, when to use the commands, to make sure the whole family's on the same page, and that's kind of what we do.
Now, I know you're somebody who you grew up loving dogs and you like dogs. Tell us about your passion for dogs. Where does your passion for dog training come from?
Yeah, I've had dogs my whole life. I've never really had trained dogs until I started dog training. So I used to not think it was possible to like have a dog come to you every single time. So I was the college kid where I saw a puppy and I was like, this puppy needs to be mine. And I told my parents, like, I'll take care of it. I'll buy its food. I'll buy its water. And now that dog's their dog because I went to got the dog, and then I went back to college, and they watched it for me. And then my mom was like, "Hey, the dog's been with us for 3 years. It's ours now." And I was like, "Well, that's valid." So, and that happened twice. So my parents have two dogs, both of which I brought home, and I didn't grow up with trained dogs. But then I had a passion because I found out that most dogs get put down or euthanized because of behavioral issues. And it almost happened to our dog. Our dog, if it got out the front door, it sprinted over and tried to attack the neighbor's dog, and they immediately called the pound. And they let us off with a warning, but if it ever happened again, the dog would get put down. So now the dog's name is Bo. Bo couldn't be in the front yard without being on a leash because we couldn't trust Bo. So I thought it was just impossible to have a dog come every time or place on command or walk right next to you. I thought it was just dogs in movies or military dogs that did that. So I got a passion for it, and then I did a lot of research on how to do it. I learned from a bunch of different trainers, looked up and learned all the different types of training, and then condensed it down to a way that's works the best, but also is easiest to transfer to people. Because if I train your dog, but you have to be a super good dog trainer for your dog to listen to you, well, it's kind of pointless because no one wants to put in the time and effort to be a super good dog trainer.
Now, a lot of times people, they hire a dog trainer and they feel like they're getting a little bit of a bait and switch. Your approach is a little bit unique because your first lesson is 50 cents and you guarantee the results. So let's talk about that for a second here. If I am out there listening today and I reach out to you guys at Make Your Dog Epic for my first lesson, walk me through sort of the entire, first initial meeting, what does that workflow look like? What does that initial experience look like? And how can I be sure that I'm going to get what I'm paying for?
Yeah, well, you can be sure you're going to get what you're paying for because we offer a money back guarantee. So if your dog doesn't listen or training doesn't work, well, we're giving you your money back. So that's a big thing that we do that no one really does, and because there's no governing body over dog training, so anyone can be a dog trainer. So depending on where you go, there's 1,000 different dog training methods. There's 1,000 different dog training opinions. If you go to YouTube, there's 85 dog training channels, all saying different stuff. So with us, first lesson's 50 cents. That's where we're coming out, and we're actually going to train your dog in front of you so you can see how our system works. And that way you can make sure that we're a good fit for you instead of having you sign up and us never meeting your dog or actually figuring out your goals and then just telling you, hey, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit.
Now, let's talk about the differences of between Make Your Dog Epic and other dog training businesses that are out there, without mentioning the names of the other services. But, if you do a search for Tulsa Dog Trainers, as I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of great companies that come up in those search results. So at the end of the day, what makes Make Your Dog Epic a unique dog training service versus all the wonderful competition out there?
Yeah, so there's a bunch of things that set us apart. One of the big ones is that first lesson, because we're actually coming out and we're seeing your dog, we're training it, we're letting you see how we actually train. Another big one is we're not going to kill your dog's personality to get it to listen. So there's no point in having a trained dog if it has no personality. And then the Another big one for us is we get quick results. So a lot of these places you have to send your dog. Like I've had clients who have sent their dog to a different trainer at a boarding school, boot camp type thing, where the dog's been gone for 6 months and it comes back and it still doesn't listen. So and then they just blame you for not doing the homework. The other big one is we get lifetime support. So we'll be there for the rest of the dog's life. And then where a lot of places, they train the dog and then you never hear from them again. You can't get them to pick up the phone. It feels like they're closed for business and you'll never hear, so you don't get any more help. Or even if you do, you have to repay them to sign up for a new package to fix what you thought was already fixed.
Now, let's talk about the aggressive dog situation for a second. There's a lot of folks that have a quote-unquote aggressive dog, and they're worried that maybe you can't won't be able to train their dog. What would be your thoughts of what's your initial reaction to the idea of training aggressive dogs?
Well, if you think it can't be fixed, well, you might as well let us try. Because if a dog's super aggressive and you don't fix it, it's going to end up biting someone. It's going to have to get put down or euthanized. So our first lesson is 50 cents. So that's where come out and I'm going to work with the dog in front of you and show you how we fix it. So, for example, a close example is like my personal dog, one of my personal dogs, Riley. I got her from the shelter, and when anyone would walk by her kennel, she would growl and bark and try to bite kids and people. And no one walks by her kennel and was like, oh, yeah, that's the dog I need next to my kids. So she was there for 6 months because no one would adopt her. So and then when she was outside, she wasn't allowed to play with dogs because she would overcorrect. And what that means is basically she would just get pissed that a dog was playing with her too rough or whatever, and then try to make them stop by being aggressive. So she was like a month or two away from being put down because she was there for 6 months because no one would adopt her. And now she's able to be around kids. She can be around dogs. People can walk by her kennel. They can pet her, do whatever. We've done events with her where kids have walked up and petted her and kissed her in the face, so she doesn't care. And now she gets to have a super great life because her aggression and behavioral stuff is fixed.
Final question I have here for you. For anybody out there listening and they're thinking about hiring Make Your Dog Epic, what would you say to anybody on the fence right now thinking about hiring Make Your Dog Epic to train their dog?
Yeah, biggest thing I can say is just give it this chance to work with your dog. Because worst case, it's 50 cents, and then if you sign up and then you still don't like it, it's a money back guarantee. So you have nothing to lose because we're going to either get you to your goals or we're going to give you your money back.
JT, we really do appreciate your time, and we'll call you back here in about 5 minutes.
Awesome.
Do you need to have your dog professionally trained? Do you need your dog to stop barking at the neighbors? Do you want your dog to stop going potty in the house? Do you want to have an epic and well-trained dog at an affordable price? What makes the Make Your Dog Epic dog training experience unique? At Make Your Dog Epic, your first dog training lesson is just 50 cents, which is less than $1. Make Your Dog Epic is home to the highest rated, most reviewed dog training company in the area. At Make Your Dog Epic, we will beat any competitor's price for similar services. At Make Your Dog Epic, we offer a money-back guarantee. So if the training doesn't work, we never blame you or the dog. It's always our fault. At Make Your Dog Epic, we offer the fastest turnaround time in the industry. That way you can start enjoying time with your epic dog as soon as possible. At Make Your Dog Epic, when you schedule that first lesson with us, we automatically enter you in for a chance to win a dream vacation to Hawaii. Whoa! Which is a lot like Oklahoma, except the weather's different. There's beaches, palm trees. But if you'd rather go to Oklahoma, we can do that as well. How does the Make Your Dog Epic training experience work? When you fill out that form on makeyourdogepic.com, we are going to call you and schedule that first lesson for just 50 cents, which is less than $1. We are going to meet you for that first lesson. That way we can tell you what it's going to take to get your dog to your goals. Because every dog's different and everyone's goals are different. We'll either do one-on-one lessons where it's half dog training, half human training. I'll let you guess which one's harder. Or we're going to do boarding school, where you send your dog with us and we take care of all the homework for you. No matter what you do, we're going to make sure everything transfers to you. Because it's pretty pointless if we get your dog to listen to us, but no one else in your family. Disclaimer, currently we do not offer a service that will get your in-laws to listen to you. You will receive unlimited ongoing group class for the remainder of your dog's epic life. That's because we want to be there for you and your dog forever. We never want you to have to use another trainer after training with us. Our goal is to teach obedience, but never at the expense of the dog's personality, because if we get your dog to listen, or we have to crush its spirit in the process, what's the point? Our motto is it's the same dog, but now it's all ears. You'll now have a well-behaved dog that you can walk or jog with without it channeling its inner sled dog and pulling you down the street. You will have a dog that won't bark at the neighbors or potty in the house. You will be entered in for a contest to win a dream trip to Hawaii that we will be giving away every January. Pow wow whoa, yippee-oh, yippee-yay. Take that first step and schedule that first 50-cent lesson at makeyourdogepic.com. Makeyourdogepic.com.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Let's go now. Let's go now. Here we go now.